small-scale businesses. That has been proven in most capitalist economies around the world. We are practicing capitalism without capital. So my proposal for a 1 trillion naira venture capital fund is not just a fund that will trigger a productive economy of innovation and manufacturing. It's a fund that will create jobs. Because and it's aimed mostly at young people who are unemployed, but they may have a bright business idea, but they don't have to take a loan. The fund will invest in their new business. When they start their business, that business will employ 1, 2, 3, 4 people, maybe. As it grows, it will employ more people. If you multiply these kinds of small-scale businesses by the thousands and the hundreds of thousands, you're creating millions of jobs. That's how jobs are created. So that is the logic behind this, because there are 3 requirements of a modern capitalist economy to function well. The first is property rights. The second is innovation. The third is capital. The venture capital fund will bring the sorely needed capital into Nigeria's economic environment that has been lacking. People cannot take bank loans and pay back at 30%. People cannot take bank loans if they're unemployed and have no collateral. This is venture capital. You don't need collateral to access it. Okay. You share the profit with the investing fund. And after the fund has recovered its investment, they will exit, the business is yours. Maybe at that time, it's already a much bigger business than when you started. So the government itself cannot create the jobs that are needed. So when you are giving people a so-called social intervention fund, which the performance is abysmally poor, what is the percentage of that fund that is actually reaching people? You know, it's a different thing to claim things in the media, and we see all the millions of unemployed.
Okay, does it bother you at all that there's an increasing deficit in this country? Essentially, we're spending more than we are earning. And essentially, I think your fund of $1 trillion on the surface looks as if it will be another spending more than we are earning. At least there will be a lag. How much time do you reckon will lapse between the time you get into office, setting up this fund, getting it working, and for us to begin to see the impact?
Certainly, within the 4 years of my administration, the fund would have made a huge impact in the Nigerian economy. It's not going to take more than 6 to 9 months to set it up from entering into office and get it operational. Within a year or 2, you'll begin to see a massive impact around the country. Sure.
And you're in government, how many jobs do you think you're going to create within the first year, the second year, the third year?
Nigeria has about 3 million entrants into the job market every year. We anticipate that this fund itself, there are other ways of creating jobs which I can talk about. It's not just the fund. But we anticipate that this fund can create between 1 and 2 million jobs every year, new jobs. Now, agriculture is another place where we're going to go into a lot of investments by the private sector through value chains, not just for cultivation, but for transportation, for storage, for processing, and for exports.
Okay.
The more we invest in these areas, the more jobs are created.
This is